Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum viewers. You are watching YouTube and Facebook channels of Professor Dr. Rizwan Jamil Qureshi. Welcome to the lecture number 32 of Software Economics course. I was covering motivation, organization, innovation model. And in the motivation, the best motivation is the cash reward, promotion, trust and respect, dignity of the employee. These all are the motivational factors. One software company in Pakistan which have this culture, by the end of the month, the best member of the team, designing team, development team, testing team, architect team, configuration team, there is cash reward. And then best of the best among all teams, there is extra reward. It's a healthy competition among employees. So if, for example, I am the best team member of the company in this month, my colleague will try to get the same reward, try to become the best member of the company in the next month. So this is a motivational culture. Team leaders should use a problem solving management style, concentrate on understanding the problem and try to fix that, try to have a solution of that problem, manage the flow of ideas coming from the team members and try to have a pool of those ideas. There should be an instruction. Don't focus on quantity, focus on quality, like the case of Samsung company, and it should not be compromised. And then problem solving skill, diagnose a problem, smell it and try to have a solution of that problem, learn from his mistakes, remain flexible in terms of decision making, architectural decisions, requirement decisions, design decisions, team members, roles decisions, task decisions, and irreversible decisions should be taken at the last moment. Managerial identity. Take charge of the project, have confidence to assume control. Like the case of realestate.com.au, project manager asked the team members, go ahead to use agile methodologies when they went to him to take permission, but to make sure, show me improvement in collaboration, show me improvement in the quality of delivery, and this improvement in collaboration and improvement in the quality of delivery should be reflected release by release. So he has the full charge of the project, but he gave them power to apply the agile methodologies. So in this way, 200 team members out of 1000 team members are transformed from traditional teams to agile teams. Achievement. Reward culture, reward initiative on their accomplishments, on their achievements, demonstrate that control risk will not be punished. You should not be punished in case your idea will be flopped and your product will fail in the market, because in the business you have to take risk. As a team member, you should not be punished, and that should be the environment in the company, that if any idea will fail, it's not only the mistake of that initiator, it is the mistake of the entire team. Influence and team building. Be able to read people, understand verbal and non-verbal signals, be able to react to those signals and remain cool under such situation, under control. Do not lose your temperament, do not be in anger, do not be frustrated, panic. As a leader, you should have this skill. So as a leader, you should know how to lead the team, how to organize the team, how to create good ideas, how to motivate, and how to collaborate. There are 7 factors when you want to structure a team. The difficulty of the problem to be solved. Is it highly complex, average complexity, low complexity? The size of the project in terms of 40,000 or less than 40,000, the small project, small size project, medium size project, 100,000 or less than 100,000, or greater than 100,000, like the case of ERP systems. The time, is it small scale, less than equal 6 months, medium scale, less than equal 1 year, or greater than 1 year, like the case of ERP system. How much a problem can be modelized, how much a problem can be decomposed, functional decomposition, to solve the larger problem into pieces, chunks, or procedures. how much quality and reliability of the system to be required, the rigidity of the delivery date, how much there are tight deadlines, the degree of communication required for the project within the team or with the customer. There are four organizational paradigms for software development teams. We have closed paradigm, it's boss style, that boss is always right. Like for example, rule number 1, boss is always right. Rule number 2, if boss is wrong. Rule number 3, see the rule number 1. So in every case, he is always right. It works well for projects which are similar to previously completed projects and requirements are stable. There is little innovation. Whereas random paradigm, it is for those companies in which individuals have the idea and he is the leader because he introduced that idea, he will lead the team. And boss has the final authority, but you gave him power to lead the team. It works well for those projects where innovation or technologically breakthroughs are there. Members may struggle when orderly performance is required. Open paradigm, it's a hybrid of closed and random. That means there are some part of the project is similar to previously completed, you can use closed paradigm, and some part requires innovation or technological breakthrough, then you use the random paradigm. It works well for solving complex problems, require collaboration, communication, coordination, and consensus of the team members. All team members should be agreed. And synchronous paradigm, team members are strongly gel. It works well for agile projects and there is very little communication outside of the team, but each team is responsible for their release or output, like the case of Descon Infosys for realestate.com for American client, the ERP system. There was commitment in the contract that Descon Infosys will deliver one release after every 2 weeks. So instead of one release, Descon Infosys hired 4 teams. Each team has one release. So instead of one release after 2 weeks, company was delivering 4 releases at the same time. And then the case of, it's an American company and has one office in Brazil, other office in Pakistan. Each team is responsible for their own release. So there are 3 releases, but product owner is in USA. So in this way, each team is accountable for their product, for their output. So it works well for such cases when you are using Scrum, Lean, Kanban. There are 5 factors that show team is toxic. There is a toxic work environment. The first symptom, first sign of a team is in danger or is going to fail, a panic work atmosphere. There is a panic that something is going to happen or product is going to fail, like the case of Sweden-based company who had to organize a gaming competition, poker gaming competition, and there was 3 months left. Game was not stable, lot of bugs were there. There were so many requirements coming from the stakeholders. They were directly communicating with the team, and one member was doing some job, some requirement for one stakeholder. Meanwhile, other stakeholders came to him and asked him, stop this, do this new task. There was a panic environment. Company was firing few employees and there was no stability, and there was a threat in the team members. They don't know who is going to fire next. So such environment is toxic environment for a team. High frustration causes friction. So in this situation, the team is in frustration. Team members are frustrated, leaders are frustrated, stakeholders are frustrated, and it causes friction, fight among the team members, conflicts among the team members. Fragmented or poorly coordinated software process like ad hoc methodology is implemented, especially case of startup companies that they have poorly defined methodology, less experiences are there, and a lot of failures. Team doesn't know what methodology, what SDLC phases they have to implement, what activities they have to implement. Unclear definition of roles. Team member doesn't know what task he has to do. Roles are not clearly defined. Continuously and repeated failure, like the case of Sweden company, there was continuous failure. How to avoid toxicity? Give team member access to all information to do the job. Do not change major goals, major requirements, objectives unless they must required. Give team member responsibility to take decision as much as possible. Let the team decide, like the Scrum, how to handle the sprint, how to handle the stories, what methodology they are going to implement, the hybrid, modify or blend or introduce the new one, cross-functional team. Let team recommend their own methodology. Let the team establish its own mechanism for review, post-mortem analysis, formal technical review, sprint review, daily inspection, walkthrough session, team-based techniques for feedback and problem solving. So let the team decide what feedback cycle they are going to use, collaborate, deliver, reflect, improve, or like the lean, plan, do, check, act cycle. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair. May Allah bless you. Assalamu alaikum.